The first thing I think of when I hear In Search of Bigfoot is the Leonard Nimoy TV show In Search of. But this documentary has nothing to do with that. This movie follows Robert Morgan and his team as they go in search of Bigfoot. Morgan is a self-proclaimed tough man, persistent in his search, and doesn't care about making friends. He claims to have seen the creature face to face when out hunting in the 50s, and describes it as a man-like gorilla. He reported it and was treated as a joke. No one looked into it. He's determined to classify this creature. They go into a physical description of Sasquatch, 8 foot tall, 800 pounds, but there's one thing this movie taught me. All the different names for Bigfoot.
Siatik, Oma, Bushman, Skookum, Wildman, Sunaqua, Bigfoot.
Morgan hires a large team to assist him. 10 people to be exact, all with different specialties. But really, they only focus on a few. One of them is Mike Polsnick. Mike is a tracker, and he goes into the woods alone for 5 days. When he comes back, he says he found some tracks and thought maybe Bigfoot was coming closer to him each night, but he never saw him. Morgan meets with some of the locals to hear their stories, and they tell him about some tracks that were found recently. He goes to check it out, and they find some hair, and they send it off to the lab to get analyzed. They meet with Patty, who claims to have befriended a family of Sasquatch. She even says she used to play catch with some of the juveniles and to have witnessed a female give birth. Now, I'm a pretty gullible person, but even I'm not believing her story. Morgan decides he's going to take a little camping trip with Mike. They travel along the riverbed, but for some reason say it's too dangerous for the camera crew, so they stay behind. Isn't that the whole point of filming a documentary? To film? There's this really random scene with one of the researchers skinny dipping. It has nothing to do with Bigfoot. I guarantee you they just wanted to see her naked. Morgan's calculating something in his trailer, probably how much money this documentary is losing him, and he gets a phone call. It's the lab with the results of the hair sample. And it's human. Morgan sees this as a great success, thinking the area was too remote for a human to be at, so it must be from a half-human, half-monkey. But no, it's just a human hair. The grand finale was supposed to be the crew hiking to Ape Canyon and investigating there, but a forest fire has taken over the area. You can tell Morgan is losing hope, and this fire seems to be the nail in the coffin. Reluctantly, he cancels the trip, but he's hopeful that next year he'll find his prize. Spoiler alert, he doesn't. Quite an emotional end to the film. You can tell Robert Morgan really thought he was going to be the one to prove the existence of the creature. He certainly tried. He gathered up a large, experienced team, got local stories, and tried to get physical evidence. But, like every other Bigfoot documentary, he came up short. They do a good job showing the vast space Bigfoot could be hiding in, and the scenery is nice and pretty. But maybe they were grasping at straws a little too much, thinking every footprint was evidence. And Patty's story? Come on! Needless to say, there's no Bigfoot in Search of Bigfoot. But there is passion, and some fun. Give it a watch if you've never heard of Sasquatch before and want to learn a thing or two. I give In Search of Bigfoot 2 Bigfoots giving birth out of 4.
Air conditioning, neon lights, one-way streets, parking meters. Good Lord.